seeing this wildlife, those wild elephant, lions and so on, and learning about the situation in Africa and the situation around the world about this endangered species really struck me really hard, and decided to go further and taking more photographs, and I've been doing it for 10 years now. Hi, I'm Arno Elias. I'm a painter, photographer, and also a musician. Yeah, I mean, I've been painting for a long time. My early career was more into music, and then I kind of turned into also painting. And what happened basically is after a few years, I was painting different subjects and different media. And then one day I decided to travel, and I went to, my first trip was to India, where I spent over a month there. And I was blown away by the colors, by the texture, and I felt like I needed to take photographs. And this is basically how I started to get involved with photography. And after that, going back to the studio, I realized that I was frustrated because I felt like I'm a painter, but I love doing these photographs. So I decided to paint on my photograph, and this to solve the problem. I was being interested by the creativity behind the people designing clothes, and it's a lot about colors also. It's a lot about mixing colors, mixing texture, and I felt very inspiring, especially when talking with people so talented as Jean-Paul Gaultier, for example. I started painting my photograph at a different team. I had the American West, where I was painting white horses, and then obviously India. And then I went to Tibet. And then I decided to switch into something a little bit more personal, which is I realized that there's so much culture that are in danger. I saw the technology as a great tool for improvement, but at the same time I saw that the negative effect of it, which is really hurting everything that is wild, basically. When I saw that, I felt like it was something that I was into documenting and photographing. So I went to Africa, and I went there actually to photograph indigenous people, tribes, African tribes. And then when I was there, I was basically feeling not the need to go see the animals, because that was not my subject. But I said, I'm in Africa, so I'm going to go see the wildlife. And I just planned like 1 or 2 days for this. And then I went, and it changed my life. We have those animals in our bedroom, so it's extremely inside us. But at the same time, it is. I felt like people were completely unaware that there is only 20,000 lions left in this world. There's only 3,000 tigers left in this world, and that's insane. I mean, we are 8 billion humans, so just to realize how little that is, how fragile that is. And this is what I decided to be more explicit about it. And I thought through art, even though it's art doesn't change the world, but I think it can provide some kind of a different, actually, way of talking about it. And this is how I started more and more, also getting involved into an organization that I created called Another Trophy, and so on. So I became, an artist that is also engaged as putting the words and awareness about this cause. I'm more interested in looking at the world and express and just show it in a personal way, let's say. That's why I didn't want to go. I mean, that's why I never thought I'm going to photograph wildlife and become a wildlife photographer, because I felt like it was everywhere, and nobody needed another elephant, photograph of an elephant. Right. But it changed with my technique, with the fact that I incorporated the colors of the tribes into the animals, getting to know also that there is actually, like people, there is a very different way to photograph those animals and very different way to show them. And this is why I felt not limited by the subject, because it was very telling by the fact that they have a soul, they have a way of looking at the camera, exactly as human, and then the possibility is endless. My message is pretty broad. It's basically that the modern world is completely destroying the natural world, and that's a fact. The numbers are really crazy. when you see the destruction. So we have to somehow understand our limitation of how far we want to go and how far we're ready to destroy this natural world. When I photograph a subject, whatever it's animals, people, in my art, I try to always keep that color pattern that it's going to speak to me. So that's so the subject is important, the meaning of the photograph is important, but the colors are very important. That's why I rarely do black and white photography. Pre-Renaissance painting to pop art to modern art to, I think I stopped pretty much, I would say that until the 70s, that was pretty much where I get my influences from artists. I went back to Africa and Asia also, and to film basically what I do with photography, but into film. I think do something that would be aesthetic, but at the same time a good tool to spread the message. I'm still working a lot with this foundation. With different foundation, with my organization, trying to raise awareness, trying to create projects. I have a big exhibition in Paris next year that was going to be completely focused on this. Aesthetically, it needs to be powerful to reach people. It just creates a different kind of approach to the message when you create art, and at the same time a story behind it. If you have a cause, and this is the thing that I care about, creating an image that will interest people it's the first step, and that's the difference with like a typical, let's say, animal rights campaign or animal rights foundation. They will go into the technical part, or they will show. They will try to get in a different way than an artist, I think.